Royal fans, brace yourselves. Meghan Markle has officially lost IT, and the world is watching in disbelief. In a shocking turn of events, Meghan boldly declared, "Nobody can take my Duchess title away." And trust me, this is more than just a statement. This isn't your usual palace gossip. It's a power move that's sending shockwaves through the royal family and sparking debates worldwide. What triggered this explosive moment? Who said what behind closed doors? And why is Meghan standing her ground like never before? From palace insiders leaking confidential details to viral social media reactions, this drama is escalating fast. Today, we're diving deep into every jaw-dropping moment, Meghan's reaction, the backlash, and how this could change royal dynamics forever. Fans are taking sides, the media is in overdrive, and the tension is real. Did Meghan foresee this chaos, or is it spiraling out of control? And with her unprecedented stance, what does this mean for the future of the royal titles and traditions? If you thought you knew Meghan, think again. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the world can't stop talking about this incident. Stick around as we break down every angle, every secret leak, and every reaction that's ignited a global conversation. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's unravel the royal saga together. You won't want to miss a single detail. It all started on what seemed like an ordinary day at the palace, but what unfolded next would shock the world. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has never been one to shy away from standing up for herself. But this time, she crossed a line that had everyone talking. The drama erupted when Meghan, in a private but leaked conversation, declared with unshakable confidence, "Nobody can take my Duchess's title away." Her voice, firm and resolute, echoed a sentiment that has been brewing behind palace walls for months, if not years. Palace insiders say tensions have been mounting for quite some time. Meghan's close allies report that she has been frustrated with what she perceives as double standards, outdated traditions, and, most importantly, attempts to undermine her authority and influence. Friends close to the Duchess describe her as tired of being underestimated and ready to defend her position at any cost. And she did just that. The leaked moment, which surfaced online just hours ago, has instantly gone viral, with clips circulating on social media, drawing millions of reactions. Some viewers are shocked, some are supportive. But almost everyone agrees this is Meghan like we've never seen her before. The declaration didn't come out of nowhere. Sources claim Meghan had been engaged in a heated discussion with palace officials over recent media leaks, public criticism, and what she considered unfair treatment. According to insiders, Meghan felt her title was being challenged not only publicly, but behind closed doors. The Duchess, known for her intelligence and strategic mind, wasn't about to let that slide. Her words were not just a defense, they were a statement of power. A reminder that she would not be diminished or dismissed. Social media exploded instantly. Hashtags began trending worldwide. Hashtag Meghan flips out. Hashtag Duchess drama. Hashtag royal controversy. Fans and critics alike flooded platforms with commentary, memes, and debates. Some viewed her as a modern symbol of resilience and empowerment, refusing to let tradition dictate her fate. Others criticized her for being confrontational, claiming that her outburst threatens the sanctity of the royal institution. But Meghan's camp stood firm. Representatives emphasized that the Duchess's statement was about asserting her rights, her dignity, and her recognition as a member of the royal family who has faced undue scrutiny. Meanwhile, royal commentators and insiders began analyzing the potential fallout. What does this mean for her relationship with the royal family? Could this statement trigger disciplinary actions, or will it mark a turning point where Meghan asserts more influence over her own narrative? The palace has remained tight-lipped, but whispers of behind-the-scenes meetings, damage control, and strategic planning are circulating in the corridors. Experts suggest this could be a defining moment, reshaping how royal titles, media engagement, and personal power intersect in the modern monarchy, adding fuel to the fire. Social media reactions were divided but relentless. TikTok users recreated the leaked audio, Instagram stories dissected every word, and Twitter debates spanned hours. Some influencers praised Meghan as a fearless leader. Others labeled her as reckless. Celebrity allies expressed support, emphasizing that Meghan's assertiveness is inspiring women worldwide to fight for their recognition and rights. This incident, while intensely personal, has become a global phenomenon. Every news outlet is covering it, and every viewer seems to have an opinion. The dramatic tension doesn't stop here. The palace has historically been a place of protocol, secrecy, and rigid hierarchy, but Meghan's outburst challenges all of that. It's a cultural moment, a statement of rebellion against expectations, and a demonstration of strength in the face of criticism. The question on everyone's mind: will Meghan's bold declaration alter the royal dynamics forever? Or will this be remembered as a fleeting moment of heated emotion, quickly buried under palace diplomacy? Stay tuned, because in the next part, we'll dive into the explosive reactions from the royal family, the media, and fans across the globe. We'll uncover the behind-the-scenes maneuvers, possible alliances, and shocking revelations that are bound to make headlines for weeks to come. Meghan Markle has made her mark. But the story is far from over, and the fallout is only just beginning. The moment Meghan Markle's explosive statement leaked online, the world collectively held its breath. "Nobody can take my Duchess title away." Her words weren't just a declaration, they were a challenge. A challenge to centuries of protocol, tradition, and royal hierarchy. While the public debated her audacity behind the palace walls, the situation was spiraling into a full-blown crisis. Senior aides scrambled, private meetings were hastily scheduled, and whispers of damage control echoed through corridors that rarely witnessed such open defiance. Sources close to the royal household revealed that Meghan's confrontation didn't happen in isolation. Insiders described tense exchanges with senior advisors, who attempted to remind her of the boundaries and expectations tied to her royal position. But Meghan, as many insiders say, has always been fiercely independent and unwilling to be silenced. Those present during the heated discussion reported that her determination was palpable, her voice unwavering. She wasn't asking for respect, she was demanding it. One source claimed, emphasizing that this was a turning point in her public and private life. Meanwhile, the media frenzy escalated. Headlines splashed across major networks and tabloid covers, each vying for the most dramatic interpretation of Meghan's words. Social media erupted into a battleground of opinions. Supporters hailed her as a modern icon of empowerment, praising her courage to confront an institution known for stifling voices. Critics argued that she was reckless, claiming her outburst could fracture her already complicated relationship with the royal family. In the middle of this storm, Meghan's allies remained steadfast, framing her declaration as a necessary stand for justice, dignity, and recognition. Public reaction wasn't the only aspect under scrutiny. Royal commentators and experts began dissecting the implications of Meghan's declaration. Legal analysts questioned whether her statement could influence her official standing, while historians debated the precedent it set for future generations of royals. In particular, discussions focused on whether Meghan's assertiveness would redefine the limits of influence, power, and voice within the royal household. For decades, members of the monarchy were expected to navigate criticism quietly, maintaining composure and discretion. Meghan, it seemed, had decided to rewrite that narrative entirely. Behind the scenes, the palace faced a logistical nightmare. Senior officials were reportedly coordinating contingency plans, attempting to manage both internal tensions and the media storm that showed no signs of slowing down. Security measures were reviewed, private meetings scheduled, and discussions held on how to respond publicly without escalating the situation further. One insider described the atmosphere as electric, a rare glimpse into the tension-filled underbelly of royal operations when a member openly defies convention, adding more drama. Meghan's supporters mobilized online. Hashtags like #DuchessDefiant, #RoyalPower, and #MeghanStandStrong began trending across platforms. Celebrities and influencers quickly took sides, some sharing personal messages of solidarity, others weighing in with strategic analyses of the unfolding crisis. Viral clips of the leaked statements circulated endlessly, with commentary dissecting every nuance of her tone, expression, and intent. Each replay, each share only intensified the conversation, making it nearly impossible for the palace to regain control of the narrative. Moreover, social media debates spilled into public discourse. Talk shows, podcasts, and panel discussions dedicated hours to analyzing Meghan's declaration. Each commentator offered their perspective, some sympathetic, some critical, but all agreed. Meghan had made a statement that would not be easily forgotten. Experts warned that the coming weeks could see heightened tensions, potential public appearances by Meghan aimed at asserting her position, and perhaps even strategic alliances forming both within and outside the royal family. As if the pressure wasn't enough, rival factions within the palace began positioning themselves. Those loyal to traditional protocols saw Meghan's boldness as a threat, while younger staff and modern thinkers viewed it as a catalyst for necessary change. The tension was palpable, with every private conversation potentially a flashpoint. Meghan, according to insiders, was acutely aware of these dynamics and seemed prepared to navigate them with calculated precision. She understood the risks and she embraced them. The public, meanwhile, watched intently. Daily polls and social media metrics showed a massive surge in interest, with viewers glued to every update. Analysts noted that Meghan had transformed what could have been a private conflict into a global spectacle, commanding attention, shaping discourse, and challenging centuries-old structures in a way few had dared to attempt. Her outburst wasn't just a personal stand, it was a cultural moment, sparking debates about gender authority and the evolution of monarchy in the 21st century. And yet, the drama was far from over. Rumors of further confrontations leaked. Communications and strategic countermoves hinted that Meghan's declaration was only the opening act. Insiders suggested that what we had witnessed so far was merely the tip of the iceberg, a glimpse into a saga that would dominate headlines, social media, and public conversations for weeks, if not months. Every eye was on Meghan Markle, the Duchess, who refused to back down as she navigated a landscape filled with tradition, scrutiny, and unprecedented public attention. We'll explore the explosive reactions from other royal family members, key allies stepping into the fray, and the shocking revelations that are sure to ignite further debate. Meghan's declaration has set the stage for a showdown that could reshape the monarchy forever, and the world is watching every move. As Meghan's declaration continued to ripple across the globe, the palace faced unprecedented pressure. "No one can take my Duchess title away" had become more than just words. It was a challenge, a rallying cry, and, for some, a provocation. Behind closed doors, senior royals convened emergency meetings, their faces tense, their conversations laced with concern over how to contain a situation spiraling beyond protocol. Advisors were split. Some argued for a soft, measured response. Others insisted on a show of authority to reinforce centuries-old traditions. The room buzzed with tension as Meghan's words echoed through the halls like a storm warning. Meanwhile, Meghan herself seemed unshaken. Sources close to her described a Duchess resolute, fully aware of the stakes but refusing to compromise her position. Allies within her circle strategized carefully, suggesting controlled media appearances and public statements to cement her stance. Every move was calculated, designed to assert her independence while maintaining her influence within and outside royal circles. Her supporters were relentless online, amplifying her defiance and transforming it into a cultural movement. Social media platforms exploded with hashtags such as #MeghanUnstoppable, #DuchessDefiant, and #RoyalRevolution, with millions engaging, debating, and sharing her statement worldwide. The palace, however, did not take this lightly. Rumors of counter-strategies circulated. Internal memos leaked. Aides were reportedly reassigned, and security protocols reviewed. Those loyal to traditional values were determined to remind the public hand Meghan v. monarchy's hierarchical structure. Yet, the balance of power seemed to be shifting. Every attempt to quiet the narrative was met with resistance, as Meghan's bold stance inspired public discourse on gender authority and the evolving role of royals in modern society. Public reactions were explosive. Supporters praised Meghan's courage, highlighting her as a symbol of empowerment and self-respect, while critics decried her defiance as reckless. Talk shows, podcasts, and news panels dissected every syllable, every gesture, analyzing intent and potential consequences. Historians debated the unprecedented nature of her actions. Legal experts discussed whether her stance could have any formal implications on a royal title. It became clear that Meghan had transformed a personal statement into a global event, dominating headlines and commanding attention like few royals ever had. The tension within the palace reached a boiling point. Private confrontations, whispered arguments, and strategic discussions unfolded behind closed doors. Some family members reportedly felt betrayed, others intrigued by her audacity. Meanwhile, Meghan's allies worked tirelessly to maintain narrative control, releasing selective interviews, statements, and appearances that reinforced her autonomy and authority. Each calculated move was a reminder. Meghan would not be silenced as days turned into weeks. The situation evolved into a full-blown saga. Every public appearance, every media interaction was scrutinized, dissected, and debated. Analysts suggested that Meghan's defiance might set a precedent, challenging centuries-old protocols and redefining the relationship between royals and the public. Her declaration had ignited not just a media frenzy, but a cultural conversation about empowerment, legacy, and the rules of tradition. But the drama did not stop there. Reports emerged of internal palace divisions deepening, alliances forming and fracturing, and a strategic chess game unfolding behind the scenes. Every decision carried weight. The balance between preserving the institution and respecting personal autonomy had never been more delicate. Meghan's declaration had transformed a centuries-old monarchy into a live spectacle, one where every word, action, and reaction could shift public perception dramatically. In the end, Meghan's stance proved to be a turning point. She had stepped into the storm fully aware of the consequences, yet unwavering in her resolve. Her declaration was no longer just a statement, it was a symbol of agency. Defiance and modernity clashing with centuries of tradition. The palace may have tried to contain it, critics may have scoffed. But Meghan Markle had ensured that the world would never forget her words. And as the world watched, the legacy of that statement began to unfold. Debates, cultural discussions, and even policy reconsiderations around royal protocol were sparked. Meghan had not only defended her title, she had redefined the conversation about power, identity, and authority in the 21st century monarchy. The world now knew one undeniable truth. Meghan Markle would not back down, and the echoes of her defiance would resonate far beyond palace walls. The saga was over for now, but one thing was certain: the Duchess had changed the game forever. Don't miss a single royal twist. Hit like if Meghan's bold move shocked you. Subscribe for all the latest palace drama and comment below. You think anyone can actually take her title away? Share your thoughts and join the debate. Will Meghan change the monarchy forever? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger battle?